Welcome to Keegan and Carlos's Scary Movie Podcast.
Each week, we watch and review scary movies from our giant list of films we've curated.
Each film more terrible than the last.
We watch them so you don't have to,
Or so that we can recommend it to you.
or so you can listen if you've seen them before.
Or so that I don't know, I just want to watch some scary movies.
And scary movies are great. You guys should listen to them.
Carlos, let's watch some
Again,
scary movies.
let's go watch some scary movies. Let's go!
I mean, that's fine.
Pretty sure it's just a close-up of Carlos right now.
I couldn't wait.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, that's my mom made us all ribs for dinner tonight,
She's
and we're
the
all.
best.
Oh, hungry.
So these are all. So normally I help her out, like smoking the meats and stuff, and then this one she
What?
is all on her own. I didn't help her at all.
Carlos is going full on, like...
Okay, but how do you eat?
How
It's
would
sort
you
of like
review it?
Yeah, on a scale.
I don't put the
Ooh, you're
bone
put-
in my mouth like that.
That
God,
just
you
concerns
wild
me.
man.
Listen, I grew up in Georgia. If your bone doesn't look like this, chicken
Yeah.
wings or anything,
Yeah.
you are... No, I'm
I
not
was
being
gonna
like...
say, how do you eat chicken wings? Or do you eat chicken
If you
wings?
go to like any black person's house in Georgia, your bones
Oh,
will
wait,
look
hold
like
on.
this. When I go to like chicken wings with people and I see their like leftovers, I'm like, there is so much meat on those wings still.
You and my dad should hang out more, because that's how he eats.
Okay, but your dad's cool though.
We got in trouble if we didn't clean our corn on the cob enough.
Oh, that's
and
a
like
big one.
having crooked teeth or whatever was not an excuse. Like you had to have clean.
We're about to eat corn on the cob.
And ribs.
Well,
And
mine
ribs.
is not going to look that clean.
No,
Not
you ate
anymore.
them
You ate
all.
them all.
Look at that belly. Oh, that hurt. Oh, I pushed it up too hard, like Kim Kardashian. But dude, speaking of Kim Kardashian, welcome to another episode of
Keegan and Carlos, the Scary Movie Podcast.
where we love to eat.
We love to have fun
This
around
is an
here.
eating
We love to
podcast.
have fun around it. It's a Stephen King podcast. It's an eating podcast.
It's Always
A
Sunny
Kim
podcast.
Kardashian
It's an Always Sunny
podcast.
podcast. It's a Kim
Kardashian
Kardashian.
podcast.
And sometimes we talk about horror movies.
Or
Sometimes we
theater.
do.
Occasionally.
We talk about theater a lot.
More than we
talk
should.
about theater. Honestly, sometimes I'm like, we probably shouldn't say, we've already said
Eh.
it. It's
I'm-
live
I'm-
on the air.
I'm one of those too now, because a lot of the things we talk about, it's like bad practices in the theater. I am not afraid to
Oh no,
call
we're
out
not. We're not
Oh, no.
smacking
a theater
or-
for having bad practices either.
Oh no.
No.
Sometimes
I'm at a
people
point
need
in
to
my
shed light
career
on them.
too where I'm just like,
I don't care.
yeah, I
Wait,
know
you
where I
have a
want to work.
career?
I know the people that want to work with me. If you have a really crappy like practice in your theater, I'm calling
I like
out.
that Stay Puft
Speaking of
matches
crappy
your-
practices,
Look at these
This
two.
matches
Look
my
at them.
dress.
why are you guys dressed that way?
Yeah, they didn't get the segue.
We thought we
This
were
is-
seeing the
sorry.
Barbie movie.
Yeah, we just dress
Oh.
like this normally.
You guys are so Knuff.
I wanted to be Weird Barbie.
Wait, have you guys actually seen the Barbie movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
You
said
was-
Knuff and you just
Knuff.
looked at me like,
Sorry, I was trying to relate it to the stuffed
movie that
the
we're
conversation
actually-
we
We were
just had
just-
of the stuffed
Yeah,
animals.
we were talking about how these stuffed animals match
They
our
match?
dresses.
Oh,
Mine
they
matches
do.
my
Look
dress,
at that.
too.
Look at that. Keegan, where's yours?
Mine.
wait, grab.
I'm the same
hey.
shoes.
That's
Greg
the,
would've
Greg,
worked.
the brain
Greg
dude.
goes on.
Oh yeah, the blue.
We need to introduce. We'll introduce you to Greg after we eat. But there's fun things with Greg. Speaking of fun things with.
Fun things with Greg.
Fun
You're
things
gonna be
with
disappointed.
Greg.
It's in his heart.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Greg?
I can't find it anywhere.
Spelled Graig.
No, we're
Greg!
Oh, Greg.
Oh, no.
He stole
Double
at
fisting at Margaritaville.
He stole at Margaritaville.
We had
Greg
a
is a
comedian.
stand-up comedian we met on our cruise earlier this year, which I heard you guys talk about the cruise, and Mary, specifically Mary drinks.
Yeah.
Earlier
Oh,
on a podcast.
It was the coffee drink. That
I made a
Carlos
coffee
made.
Yeah.
drink and it was like, this
that
is a
was
Mary
so
one.
It did look
good.
like a Mary drink, but we met this stand-up comedian, Greg, spelled Graig.
Greg.
Such a tragedy. But he was very sad and all by his lonesome at Margaritaville, double fisting in the middle of the day. And then he was still there when we boarded the boat again.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? That's what makes his comedy good.
That he's sad.
Yeah.
But like, there was one night we were on like the Grand Promenade. There was like a live acoustic guitar. We hung out there almost every
Steven,
night.
that guy was
Playing,
awesome.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then Greg joined, but he sat on a table by himself. We waved, acknowledged, and then sat by himself and just had like a table of empty cans of like Do we
It's because
invite him?
he thought
or-
we booed him that one night.
He,
when we
okay,
were just going,
he did.
"Ooh."
We went, ooh, and he's like, these fuckers over here booing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I already dropped the F-bomb.
That doesn't matter.
And then we went up to shake his hand afterwards. He's like, oh yeah, you guys are the ones that booed me. I was like, no,
No,
we
no.
We didn't.
boo you.
There's a difference.
Speaking of booing, so also on the cruise, we went on expeditions. Expeditions are when you pay money to do extra things. That's what makes them choo-choo-choo-choo. This 2010
I
movie
kissed a
involved
stingray.
unwilling participants in a Nazi doctor's sadistic experiment.
Oh.
Easy.
Human Centipede.
Yep.
Oh, I've never seen it.
I've never
say
seen it
Saw.
either.
I'm sorry,
I
I,
didn't
was
realize he
actually
was-
looking for the Human Centipede
Human
first sequence.
Centipede.
There are
Human
multiple-
Centipede.
Oh, there's 3.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
I
they
only
like
watched
kill
half
a
of
baby
the-
in one of them.
Oh,
That's the
golly.
second one. The one they do. So the first one is 12 people. The second one, it's very meta, where a person is watching the first movie, and he's like, I can do it, but he's like a security guard worker, and so he tries to do that, but he does it with 24 people. One of them is pregnant. She was the butt, and she breaks free. And as she's going, she gives birth in the car, and the fetus goes onto the ground, and she's trying to like get away, and so she stomps on the gas pedal.
With crushing the baby.
That's the scene that stuck with me the most from that
Yeah.
movie.
I thought she was going to have the
fucking
baby
bet.
into someone else's mouth.
Babies don't come out of asses.
Oh, well,
That
who
seems like
knows?
a missed opportunity.
Right?
Yeah.
Who knows what all they actually sewed to your mouth?
It's ass to face.
There's
Yeah,
a
but some
very
people have big
small
mouths.
area
Yeah.
between the ass and the
taint. It's a
vagine
very
opening.
thin-
Yeah.
yeah.
The taint. We're back to the taint.
Hashtag
We'll come back to the taint burning.
taint burning.
Oof.
Speaking of
Oof.
taint
Big
burning,
oof.
one
This drink?
thing about living in Santa Clara, Carla, I never could stomach all the damn vampires. Name that movie.
Lost Boys.
Oh, Aaron got that one.
I was going to say, I recognize that. I
not
haven't
seen
watched
it.
We
Lost
still
Boys.
haven't
Okay.
seen
Yeah,
it.
I need to watch
What?
it.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen that either.
they did a Lost Boys panel, didn't they?
I love
At,
Lost
Yeah, but
Boys.
we didn't go to it.
Can I
it
come
was
watch
just-
it with
it
you
was the
guys?
Alex
'Cause I love that
Winters
movie.
panel.
Yeah.
That
I haven't
actor
seen that
Alex
either.
Winters was in it, and he talked about
Yeah.
Lost
Yeah,
Boys.
you
Kiefer
come back and
Sutherland.
So when I was in, I just
get
did a
it.
work trip where I went to Vegas, and I forgot what having cable was like, but I went to like the guide channel, so I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I can look at things and see. And Lost Boys was on.
Did you watch it?
I started it, but I was like, no, because I know we wanted to do an
Yeah.
episode. But
Oh,
I watched
that's
the
smart.
intro, just the intro.
It's so good.
But everyone talks about it as being a good one. Speaking of being a good one,
Got the Corys.
Wow. Wow.
Oh wait, are both Corey's in it?
Yeah.
Corey Haim was in Silver Bullet, which I watched last night.
Okay.
Two weeks ago.
what is that? What is that?
Right. 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
It's like Five Nights
What
at Freddy's
is
coin.
that?
ADD kicked in. We
Freddy
are
Fazbear
watching
coin.
a movie
Oh,
which
no.
maybe is going to help explain these unusual outfits that we're looking at.
Yeah, what do we got going
I
on
always
here?
dress like
You think
this.
this is weird?
No, it's
I
great.
could have been a lot weirder.
Didn't Target have a whole like cottage thing going on
Yeah.
with like dresses?
Probably.
Whole Little House on the Prairie.
Little House on the
Yeah.
Prairie thing going on.
Carry that.
So we are
Christy,
watching.
I like this mustard dress you got.
It's LuLaRoe.
It's mustard.
Oh.
It's mustard
It
or
can be
nothing.
both.
What if we dumped a
Give
bunch
me
of
both.
mustard on you to see how close it is?
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
Carrie with pig's blood, but just mustard
just
blood?
mustard.
Is
Mustard
LuLaRoe
blood?
a brand
Yeah.
of mustard? Like Grey Poupon?
Blood of the mustard
Yeah.
seed.
Is that like Lululemon?
French's,
Yes,
but
also
Lulu,
that.
Lulu
Very
mustard? Oh, is Lulu like just an adjective for clothing? So it's like clothing melons, clothing mustard.
Yeah.
I get things.
It's like
Lululemon?
Spanish where it's ropa and then the, adjective comes after.
Yeah.
okay, showing
Ropa
off
de
your
Lululemon.
what
Like
do you do?
Duolingo?
Duolingo.
600 plus
Is that like
day
Duolingo?
Okay, no,
Duolingo.
I hit 595 today.
Hey, that's impressive though.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
That's
Is
very
there a
good.
Duolingo for Dua Lipa?
Probably.
You know what I want them to do, but they don't have a course for it? American Sign Language.
Yeah, I thought about that.
But you can't.
You can do it as it's on YouTube.
There's
Oh.
I think his name's like Bill Vickers is free courses that they have.
Dickers.
Vickers.
Hardly even know her.
Wait,
Oh,
Vickers
what?
or Vickers?
Vickers.
Vicker.
Vickers, I hardly
think
even
that's
Vicker
his
is
name.
quicker.
Speaking of Vicar, the movie we were watching today is
Dog.
Dolls.
Oh wait, that's what you're dressed as dolls.
Oh,
It
you're like porcelain
makes
dolls.
sense.
I thought that was actual. I thought your skin was cracked or something.
That's the.
That's
It
part
is
of
very
it.
hot
It
in
is pretty
Texas
hot.
right now.
We're literally breaking down.
To pair with this, we are drinking another original. I call this the Toy Maker because it's about
It matches
people
my
making
dress.
toys.
It does.
Toy maker.
This
I like it,
is-
Carlos.
amaretto, sour apple schnapps,
I smelled the apple.
sweet melon schnapps,
Uh-oh.
Benedictine.
I'm allergic to
What is
melon.
that?
Are you really?
Yeah, for real. Like having hand grenades in New Orleans makes
Over
my
here.
mouth. No, it just makes my mouth itchy. I still want to try it.
Sorry, I'm
You
gonna
can give it to Mike.
double fisted over here.
And ginger ale. So clinker, clink. I can get you. And sinker.
Oh, the amaretto and the green apple.
It tastes
Oh,
like
yeah.
a Jolly Rancher. Like it tastes like you melted down a Jolly Rancher.
So I was going for. What is that face? Are you still
I
assessing?
just don't like melon stuff because I think I have the connotation like I'm
That's
gonna start
okay.
getting itchy.
It's okay.
So
Do you have an EpiPen we should know
no, so it really just makes my tongue feel itchy, like when I touch corduroy. We've had this conversation.
you and corduroy, yes.
Cords.
I'm
Yeah.
well aware.
Gotta wear your cords.
I'm allergic to corduroy.
Well, Mike is
What
here
did
to
he
give you
ever do to
CPR.
you?
What's the name of the light bulb that he always talks about?
Light
High
bulb.
sodium arcs.
Sodium arc light bulbs. Yeah. We're having a Stephen King moment over here.
Oh my god!
We can't have every
The
episode turn into a
Stephen
Stephen King thing.
Can we
should
watch
you should do
Christine
There's a
or
Yes, we've watched Christine before.
Have y'all
Carrie
seen-
or?
We can't talk
those
about Stephen
videos-
King. We've got to talk about theater stuff, guys.
Have y'all
It's a
seen
scary
those
movie
videos
podcast?
where they'll watch it until they reference something, and so they'll watch the podcast until Stephen King is referenced,
And then
basically,
drink,
they
and
turn
you
it
gotta
off.
drink.
Yeah. Well,
Oh
or
my
that.
gosh. Well,
Well,
it
if
would
you're
have been
drinking at
referenced because I
home-
talked about Silver Bullet earlier. Corey Haim was
Stop
in Silver
drinking it. You're
Bullet.
gonna die.
He was in a wheelchair.
I like to live dangerously.
I
I
know.
do like to
Melon
live
liqueur is
dangerously.
not the-
Even melon liqueur
like
though,
it.
or just the flavor, like melons, and it just like subconsciously like triggers that for you.
I guess. No, seriously, I had the only drink I've ever willingly poured out was a hand grenade in New Orleans, and it was early. It was like 7:30 in the evening, and walking Bourbon Street. Had never had a hand
Bourbon.
grenade before, and they're super long, and then they have the actual grenade piece at the bottom. And I got down to the grenade piece, and my tongue, I was like,
It's
something is
fuzzy.
wrong. I don't like
Aw.
it. And so I poured it out because I wanted to keep the hand grenade jar
Oh,
or
that's cool, yeah.
vessel.
Yeah.
I don't have it anymore.
Oh,
Oh.
It was sticky.
yeah. Just like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Maybe
Kim
that's another
Kardashian,
thing that's like drink for that.
What's the
Yeah,
synopsis
take a
of
drink
this
every
movie?
time.
So synopsis. Oh yeah, my inspiration for the drink was like a fake amaretto sour play, so that's why the
What
melon.
does that have to do with dolls?
Because I was imagining like a toy maker sitting there, and I was like, what would he be drinking there? It's like either a scotch or maybe a nice amaretto sour.
You should have gone for like a strawberry shortcake.
You should have gone for like a strawberry shitty. I will wrap my hands around you and I will poke your eyes out with my thumbs.
Shut up, bird.
Okay, Mac.
Yeah. We love Always Sunny. Dysfunctional family of 3 stop by a mansion during a storm. Father, stepmother, and child. The child discovers that the elderly owners are magical toy makers and have a haunted collection of
Spoilers.
Dwarves.
dolls.
Some nice.
Guys, I
dwarves.
watched this movie for the first time, I'm pretty sure, in 3rd grade at Bethany's house.
Fucking.
Bethany.
for a
Bethany.
sleepover. I told her I was doing this podcast.
Wait, Bethany.
Hardwick?
No, my friend from growing up.
Oh, not a
We were
Bethany
in
that
Girl
we know.
Scouts together. Everybody thought we were twins.
Aw.
And,
Oh, we know Bethany.
No, she lives in like Norfolk.
Oh,
then
we
I'm
go
glad
way
you
back
You
with
guys have
Bethany.
never met
I
her.
know she looks like you, right?
Thank you for referencing her
Kinda.
like we
She's
should
prettier
know
than
her.
I am now, I
Bethany.
think.
You know,
She's hot.
Yo, I
She
watched
and her
this
wife are so hot. They're beautiful.
Oh,
I watch
we-
them from
Oh
afar.
wait.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you,
no, no,
you've
yeah.
shown me pictures.
Mad
of Bethany.
props to Bethany.
Yeah.
No, I have
Big
not.
fan.
Yes, you have.
Bethany,
You
if
showed
you're
me their
listening,
wedding.
I have no. Oh, maybe I did.
You did.
You
You
did.
Because
showed
they
us
were
pictures of
so
them at their wedding.
stunning,
Yeah.
right?
No, I haven't. I'm like,
Maybe I did.
We're
Okay.
not being facetious all the time.
Well, they're beautiful,
Yeah.
and I wish her all the best.
We're
I told her
beautiful.
I was doing this podcast.
I like the pearls.
Thanks.
You look like a 50s housewife,
Wow.
She's a doll.
but with the 80s hairstyle.
Yeah, well, Carlos told me I had to wear a side pony, so
Yeah.
I did.
I always do what Carlos
I think
says.
after the
apparently.
break,
Don't
we should,
do that.
We should have them do a twirl after the break.
and
Yeah.
I'll drop
Love
into the
that.
splits while you troll around me.
We'll do a
I
boomerang.
won't.
I won't.
You know that the video,
Don't
the app,
worry.
where did you do back and forth?
Speaking of boomerangs, let's go eat and watch a movie.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Ooh.
It looked like a safe haven from the raging storm.
It's an odd kind of place. Where'd your folks get it from, Boris Karloff?
Their hosts seemed like the essence of hospitality,
Stay here as long as you like. Wonderful.
but appearances can be very deceiving.
What's the matter?
afraid of the dark.
Ralph,
Yeah?
are you scared?
Oh, of course not. What's there to be afraid of?
This house?
Oh, don't be. So, you like toys? I'm a doll maker. I make the most wonderful toys. Dolls, puppets, soldiers, ballerinas. Nobody wants a doll that's special anymore, that's one of a kind. The weather brings out creativity. It helps me in my work.
What kind of work is that? Witchcraft?
Dolls. You're never too old to play with dolls. Until you're dead. Dolls.
But slash it.
So that was a movie we watched.
What movie?
Dolls.
Dead Dolls.
Dolls was
Dead
great.
Dolls.
I
Dead Dolls.
forgot.
They were dead
Very
dolls.
much
I
alive.
had such a good time.
I forgot how much I loved that movie.
That was
It's
That was
fun.
good. Good rec.
a morality play, honestly.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, it was.
Dolls are freaking creepy. Like,
Yep.
dolls don't
They're
bother
already
me.
creepy,
But if
yeah.
I were to walk into an entire room of those, it's the porcelain dolls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those creepy ass porcelain dolls. That's
Yep.
horror movie stuff.
Yeah.
If you have more than one doll in a room, you're a serial killer.
100%.
That's it.
Wait, hold on.
Or a
Wait
grandmother.
sec.
No, those aren't like porcelain
these
dolls.
count?
No, porcelain
No,
dolls.
these are
Porcelain.
figurines.
These are collectibles.
Porcelain.
These are collect.
Action figures.
These are collectibles.
Do you remember that time we did the murder mystery?
Yeah.
And
with
you had all the dolls?
It was so fun.
Yeah.
I
was
I
good.
knocked their eyes out. It was. I had a really good time.
Who was the
I like the
killer
one
on
doll
I don't
that-
remember who the killer was.
That's
on
the
that one.
poster.
Yeah.
It was me.
Was it you?
There were two.
Oh.
It was me, but then two of us died.
Oh, okay. I was the killer for.
We'll have to do another murder mystery
for
soon.
Spoilers.
the
They're
one
very
the other
fun.
day.
No, I'm
Or
not
the
going to
other
go to the
week,
murder
other
mystery. I already
month,
know who the
other
killer
year.
is.
But it was a different one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll do a new one.
Yeah,
me.
so the girl that
I have one.
pops her eyeballs pop out and holds them on her side of her head, that's the poster
Yeah.
for the
That was
movie.
good.
That's why when it happened I was like, that's the poster.
She did the thing.
Oh, that's
She
right.
did the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
The dolls where she's holding her eyeballs in her empty eye sockets.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Speaking of eyes popping out, do we want to have Rihanna look at Greg the Zombie
Let's do that at the
Oh.
end.
at the end over there?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, because we didn't do this when we got chastised, we're joined on this episode again by Christi and Reanna, in case you didn't already
Hey.
notice
That one's Christy. That one's
Hi.
Rihanna.
Hi, I'm that one.
You know
And
what?
I'm this one.
Since we didn't do this last episode, we have something we like to ask all of our first-time guests, but we missed it last time.
Oh, cool.
What is your favorite cereal?
Yeah. What's your favorite cereals?
Frosted mini wheats.
And it could be like as a kid,
good
it could be
one.
now, it could be two different ones. if you have-
Frosted mini
I have
wheats.
two different ones because I have
Wheats.
one if I'm trying to be healthy, and then I have one if I just want to like.
What's your
That's
healthy
why I
one?
had you.
My healthy one is it Select 4, and it's like
Oh.
it's got like
You mean Connect Four? It's a
That does
game.
not
No,
sound
it-
tasty
or-
at all.
it's like
Nice.
There's another one.
cornflakes with granola with dried cranberries
Oh,
with
no,
dried
that
apples.
stuff is good.
That sounds
ish,
great.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was what it was
I've
called.
never
I've had
heard of
that.
that.
I think it's something 4 or
It's
like total
cornflakes,
4.
granola, and like
Yeah,
the
it's really
the
good.
freeze-dried fruits, or like
Uh-huh,
the
uh-huh.
Isn't that
dehydrated
just
fruits.
what's the honey bunches of oats or something like that?
Yeah,
But
those
it's-
are good.
But it's
Like
not
that.
that brand. It's
Yeah,
a,
it's
it's a
different.
specific one.
That sounds great.
Maybe they don't make it anymore.
I know. I've had it though, and it is good.
But then my like go ham is Cocoa Puffs
Oh.
because we were never
man.
ever allowed to
Puffs.
have sugary cereal
Oh
as
man!
kids.
And then you just drink the milk. At the
Oh,
end.
when I went to college,
that.
I think I had Cocoa Puffs every morning for breakfast when I lived in the dorm.
We never had like we always had the off-brand where it came in the bag.
Yeah.
It's just in the
Oh,
bag.
It's like Dino
do they make
Bites
bag
or
cereal anymore?
They do.
Yeah,
Oh
there's a whole
yeah,
thing of
yeah.
it.
They totally make bag
You can
cereal.
put those things on the top of it that roll.
Oh, yeah,
like,
the
you
big-
squeeze
yeah.
and
The chip
roll it.
clips.
Mhm.
No, you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, like the long things, and then you
Uh-huh.
roll
And
it
then
down,
you,
and you
like,
can clip
flip it
it.
over
Yeah.
and clip it on
Food
itself.
saver.
Which
Yes.
I feel like that's more convenient than having cereal in a box. I feel like cereal
Oh,
in a
yeah.
box is not
There's
convenient
no
at all.
reason to. It's
The,
just
the
a
box
bag in a
exists to
box.
hold the bag, but
Yeah.
the bag is
Still a bag.
Well,
Make a
and
better
then if you
bag.
think about
bag is
shrinkflation,
still a
like the
bag.
box is this big, the bag is this big, and they only fill this much
Oh,
with
so- yeah.
cereal.
But
Yeah.
but
You're
the
paying
box
for a box.
protects the cereal though, because it is crunchy, so it can.
crunchy.
I feel like
guess-
I've never gotten a
hadn't
bag
thought about
of
that.
annihilated cereal.
Same.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
true too.
same.
Annihilated.
Because
But
they
like-
ship
but-
it in a box, a bigger box.
But
That's
people
true.
complain about like chips, like what you were saying. People complain about like chips are like, why is the bag so big, but there's barely any chips? It's to protect them.
Sure, yes,
put
the
the
air.
air so it has
but
protection.
let's be honest, they've been
Let's-
taking.
Let's be honest.
They've been taking advantage of that.
They
air
definitely use it as
theory.
a marketing
Yeah.
just
Oh,
as
yeah.
much as.
That was a Family Feud episode that I watched. Was what percentage do people think is just air in the bag?
Yeah.
And the number one answer was 50%.
What is it?
I mean, that was the number one answer. I don't know.
73%.
Survey says
99%.
Good answer. Good answer.
69%.
Yeah. Speaking of 69,
Grow up.
this movie came out May 29th, kind of segues, of 1987 in the U.S.
Oh, I
but
thought it was
Oh,
89.
89.
Yeah.
it was first premiered in Italy.
What?
It's
Really?
Italian.
Italy.
How
in
fancy.
86.
Oh.
Oh, so it's
Whoa,
old.
really?
October 27th of 1986.
It
was
reads
at a
way
film
more
festival in
90s to
Italy.
me.
It does. It
Yeah.
feels very 90s.
Like early 90s.
Now, what do you think the budget? Oh, sorry.
It's-
Oh, the budget.
The
Well,
budget.
we learned that it was a Stuart Gordon film, which we are a Stuart Gordon household here.
So let's go ahead and
We
do
love
a
Stuart Gordon. Fun facts with Carlos.
Like,
Oh, fun facts with Carlos.
Oh, I like
facts with
that.
Carlos.
Fun facts with Carlos.
Fun facts with Carlos.
Fun facts with Carlos.
I'm
I
gonna
love
have
that.
to superimpose the thing over and over again.
I love that. So yes, this movie was directed by Stuart Gordon, who
From Beyond.
From Beyond and also Reanimator.
Right of the Reanimator,
Oh, yeah.
Necronomicon.
Say my name.
Reanimator.
It's like,
Yeah.
yes.
It hurt.
Rihanna.
You Ray?
Rihanna Mater.
Reanimator. Wait,
Is
no.
she married Toe Mater from
I hardly
Cars
know her.
Reanimator.
Your husband would be a
He
Reanimator.
is reanimated.
But
Babe, you have a new title.
this that's good. It just clicked. This
He
movie
just caught
was
up to the conversation.
written by Ed Naha.
Nah.
Do you know that
bro.
name?
No.
He has done something that we all know that I was kind of shocked after seeing this movie. I was like, okay.
Is it in the horror
I
realm?
mean, this movie
No.
was written. It
Really?
wasn't written poorly. I'm gonna say it was
No,
written
it was written well.
but
Is
it
it
was
the
a fun
Matrix?
movie.
No.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes.
What?
Get out!
Are you serious?
Honey, I Shrunk and Honey, I Blew Up the Kid.
I totally
That's
just read your
amazing.
mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
Y'all
wrote
were-
both
y'all were-
of those.
Oh my god.
No joke.
Wow.
Okay, well, how did I guess that?
Anything
though?
else? Anything else? Or is that kind
There's
of
a
it?
couple. I mean, he has a couple other things, but
Okay.
of the notable things, those are the ones that jumped out of.
That's good.
Oh, so
It's
yeah,
not
the
good.
writer did that, and then the director, which is Stuart, did like Reanimator From Beyond.
And he normally does like super gory movies. I think the only super gory part, which they cut real quick, was the wife in bed.
Yeah.
And
Like
there were
half her head
some.
Yeah.
There were
The
some
first death
clips.
too is kind of gory.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like her,
Slamming her
Oh,
face into
yeah.
the baseboards.
Yeah.
There
Which,
were
clean your
some
baseboards,
clips that
y'all.
were
Yeah.
That's a good reminder.
If you haven't yet,
right.
clean your baseboards.
There were
Tips with
some clips
Christi.
that were cut, kind of like when we watched Sleepaway Camp, where they did more, and they're like, "That's a little too gruesome."
Okay.
So there were some things.
Yeah.
I mean, I can skip to that. The studio that Empire Pictures, they wanted the film to be more of like a Stuart Gordon film, which usually has some pretty
Like-
gory stuff.
Like From Beyond is messed up. But that
They
was great.
specifically quoted like Reanimator.
Yeah.
And it was Rosemary's Death. They wanted it to be more. In one shot was filmed where one of the dolls used a pitchfork to pull out her intestines.
Oh.
That would have been
Um,
cool to see.
would've been
It was
cool.
eventually scrapped though because they thought the scene didn't really fit with the tone of the film. But to
The
your
tone
point,
was a little all over the place.
I was gonna say, but what was the tone?
Yeah.
Honestly.
B sharp. Actually, no, sorry, G sharp. Thank you. But to your point about
whimsical doll murder was the tone. Whimsical doll murder.
Yes.
Whimsical
good
doll
call,
murder.
good call.
But to your point about Stuart Gordon films being like pretty gory, like there was intention of wanting to be more of it, but they pulled back.
Oh, interesting film for him to take on. Normally he does the H.P. Lovecraft 80s movies and the early 90s movies. So him to do this one, it was when I saw that name, I was like, interesting.
So knowing that this was directed by a pretty well-known person who's done some big-name stuff,
I think
what do you
he
think
just
the
passed
budget?
away recently too.
Oh, did he?
I think
Was
so.
this, well, tell me, so I don't know this director as well, so in the grand scheme of like his filmography, where does this fall? Is this early for him or middle?
I'm trying to
or
think of when
late?
Reanimator was.
This was filmed kind of at the same time as From Beyond.
Okay.
So he would have been
Reanimator
established.
was
84?
I was gonna say earlier 80s.
So yeah, he would have already done some pretty gory stuff.
Okay.
Reanimator wasn't like a huge smash success, but it
Okay.
was pretty big among the
It's not
horror
like his
crowds.
first thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I was surprised that MGM was the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
There's
it is an
some
MGM
money
film,
there.
so we've got budget. So what are we thinking budget-wise?
I'm gonna go $1 million.
Okay.
I'll go 2 million.
Okay. Do you want to go 3? 2 million and 1?
I'm gonna do 1.3 million.
Ooh.
2.
Yay!
Brianna is on a roll here.
She's got the budget down.
Yeah.
Today.
Did I get the last one right?
I think you've got most of the.
Yeah, both of y'all are getting a lot of these right.
Oh yeah, you
You're
got
smart.
the kill count for the other movie, but I just acknowledged it. I didn't
You
acknowledge
did.
it.
Stuart Gordon died of multiple organ failure at
Aw.
72 in 2020.
Yeah.
I know you said organ, but you started saying org,
remember there's a
and
big-
I thought you were going to say orgasm.
Orgy.
Oh, man.
I know Jeffrey.
That's
Like, what a
If
way
I
to
could
go.
die of multiple orgasms, that
Not to belittle someone's
be-
death, I realized after you talking about death and me being like, "Huh, orgasms."
No,
that's a
no,
terrible
Stuart
segue.
Gordon would
Stuart,
love that
Stuart
joke.
Gordon's never going to hear this. He doesn't care.
But just being
might.
sensitive, just
Something
not.
you don't
falls
know.
off the wall.
But yeah, Jeffrey Combs, and who's the one actress that we really like, the blonde from Beyond?
That he uses in all of his.
Yeah,
things.
the two of them had a really nice post about him a few years ago about.
Yeah,
passing
he. Correct me if I'm
Such
wrong. Like
girls.
he had a lot of people.
Oh,
Aw.
everyone loved him. He
He had people because they did stuff in actual theater, and so he had people that he would pull and just kind of use for all of his movies, and so you see a lot of the same actors in all of his
Yeah.
movies.
Wow.
Okay,
So like
the
literally the
actress.
theater troupe thing is true.
the
That's
woman,
awesome.
the woman
like
who
Adam
played the
Sandler.
witch. Was that the woman who does the voice of Granny from
Looney
the Looney
Tunes.
Tunes? She sounded just
Honestly,
like her.
I could see it.
And
Honestly.
I mentioned it to you, but you're like, I don't know that from Sword in the Stone, Mad Madam Mim.
Oh,
She sounded like her, a lot like
I
her.
can hear that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't hear Granny from Looney Tunes right now because it's been a while since I've heard
It's, I,
her.
don't-
I
yeah,
think
I
those are
can't
the same
recall that.
actresses. Mad Madam
She
Mim
was
and
the one
Granny are
that
the
owned
same.
Tweety Bird.
Oh.
That
Oh
Granny.
yeah,
I do remember
Sylvester.
that, but I
Yeah.
don't remember
Yeah.
her voice.
yeah. Speaking of Sylvester, what was the Sylvester box office? Stretch.
Man, I'm
And I will say I don't have opening week, and I only have worldwide.
just
Okay.
okay. So we're just doing
Okay.
worldwide. I'll say
Mr. Worldwide.
4 million.
Worldwide prestige.
I will go 5.5.
8 million.
3.5.
Yeah, it
Bummer.
did not do well.
I mean, it
It
made,
made
its
This
money.
is so
Made
much
a
of a
million and a
better
half.
film
Yeah.
than
The
Sleepaway
Sleepaway
Camp,
Camp,
the
yeah.
last one we reviewed. It honestly is.
The last like
It
week or
is.
whatever we watched.
Yeah,
That
last
one.
week when we watched
Yeah,
Yeah.
7 years
Sleepaway
ago.
Sleepaway Camp.
I don't even remember it, honestly.
I'm
Oh my
40
god,
now.
I've slept at one point in my life.
And we're so proud of you
But
for
really,
it.
I mean, the
Thanks. It doesn't
production
happen very
value,
often.
for it only being a couple years older,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so much better.
Oh, I loved the stop motion animation in it.
did
I mean, it looked
Yeah.
goofy, but that's what makes it fun.
But
So-
they leaned into it.
One
Oh,
of the
yeah.
one of the fun facts about that one. So it was a combination of puppeteering, marionette work, and then of course the obvious
You could
stop
see-
motion.
You can see the strings on the punch.
So
Wait,
the reason why
yeah.
this film took a while, so it was filmed. It was filmed before From Beyond, which was 1986, and was shot on the same set. Actually,
I was gonna say that house looked real familiar.
it was the same set,
yeah.
just
I mean,
dressed
repurposed,
dressed differently for
yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
why
reason
fix
why
what's
it came
not
out
broken?
afterwards, almost a year afterwards, is because all the effects of post production with the dolls,
Yeah.
the stop motion, hiding the lines, which we still could see them.
I only really noticed it on Punch towards the end of the movie.
When he was fighting the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have one of the... I can't find it quick enough. I'll go back and find it, but there's... Oh, I found it. The most difficult shots of the film were accomplished where the dolls were attacking the characters. The cinematographers and editors found creative ways to hide the strings and stuff, which included them actually taking the film out and drawing on it with magic marker.
I was going to say.
To try to hide it and
not
using
digital.
better lighting.
Yeah.
That's
So they
cool.
probably had to think very smartly about different angles of the lighting and stuff to not hit the strings.
So between lighting effects and then actually
Wow.
pulling the film and trying to use magic
Hand
marker on
painting.
it to minimize seeing those strings.
That's rad.
That's so cool.
Wow.
I love that.
You know what else is cool? Rotten Tomatoes. What do we think the critics thought of this one?
I'm going low on this one. I'm going to say critics are at 50.
Okay.
I'll say 60.
Oh,
Okay.
I was going to say 60.
You can say the same
Uh,
answer.
You can say
If
61.
you want to be lame,
61.
There you go.
should have stuck with 60.
Was
Oh.
it
Is it
60?
60?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should have. She said
Yeah,
60.
Rihanna is on point over
she
here.
said 62.
Final answer is only...
She said 62. That's wrong then.
Listen, in honor of Bob Barker, who passed today, I can't go over.
You mean 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I mean 3 weeks
Couple
ago at
weeks
this
ago.
point.
Once
Sorry.
upon a time.
A million yes.
What was the audience score?
It didn't sell well, so I guess, like,
60.
I'm gonna say 74.
I'm going to go 53.
51.
Oh.
So yeah, Christy had the right
We're all
mentality
over.
because it didn't sell amazing
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
originally. I mean, it made its money back overall, but
I was just thinking
Not
of
through
you
opening.
saying that it was like a slumber party classic, but I
Yeah.
guess kids can't vote.
I mean, I don't know if it was a classic, but I watched it so many times that I definitely remembered way more of that movie than I anticipated. I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen it since maybe 5th or 6th grade,
It
and
was
I
fun.
definitely
It's
remember
fun.
I
a
had
lot
such
of
a
it.
good time.
I don't remember ever watching it at a slumber party, but also slumber parties for guys usually were everyone bring your Xbox and PlayStation,
Yeah.
Right.
set up your own TVs, get some Mountain Dew, some Doritos, and have a LAN party, which were great. Yeah, they were great.
We would watch horror movies, but they were usually ones that had more nudity than that.
Yeah.
I
Like
told,
Showgirls.
I
Like
told
Night
Christy
of the
this
Demons.
earlier. The very first horror movie I ever watched at a slumber party was the Grimm Fairy Tales one, and it's not scary. Like if you watch it now, it's not scary at all. But I was fucking freaked out, and I hid in a closet and took their landline, and I called my mom, and she was asleep, obviously. And so in the voicemail that she heard back, I was trying to get my dog to bark. So I was going, Rusty, if you hear this, bark. And my mom woke up the next morning and thought I was dying. And I wasn't. I was fine. It was just scary.
Aw.
Oh, because back in the day, sorry, I was like, why were you getting your dog to bark? Back in the day when
'Cause
you
it
leave
was-
voicemail,
you could hear it.
through
Yeah.
the voicemail
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
let me remember what it was like back in those
The
days.
answering machine.
Is that the one with Heath Ledger
I don't know.
and Matt Damon? The
I
Grimm
just-
one? The Grimm brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not scary at all. I just
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
guess I forgot
as a
how
kid,
young Rihanna is.
Yeah. Anyway.
Kiddo.
we love that. Speaking of that, whatever, kill
Childhood
count.
trauma.
Childhood,
Kill
yeah,
count.
speaking of childhood trauma.
Well, dolls being-
5. Oh, wait. Are we counting
so
Four.
we're
dolls?
counting every doll death.
4.
Oh,
Oh, every doll?
shoot.
I was going to say, are
What?
we counting doll deaths?
Doll death. So I will say, when they would get kicked or stomped on, and you would see the exo, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Those are going to be considered deads.
Okay.
Okay.
gonna say,
so not
if-
like just the shelf being knocked over with
No,
hundreds of
no,
dolls.
no. Them actually like stomping, sledgehammer, kicking,
Technically-
puffs of smoke coming out.
There are no deaths. No human deaths in this movie.
Consider them dead.
Okay.
Aw.
Carlos is like, incorrect.
They're
Strong but
considered
wrong.
Dead because they're
Strong
not-
but wrong.
Strong but wrong.
Okay.
20? I'm just going to say 20.
Yeah, so I initially I thought of some of those that she had
4.
lit on
Yeah, I
fire.
was going to say 4 for the...
and
actual
I
humans.
initially had 7, so I'll up it. I'll go 13.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 17.
20.
Oh.
Yes!
So
Solid. My first one of the night.
y'all all kind of talked about this. I don't actually remember if I wrote this one down or not, but it's not explained well. Or at all.
At all. They're fairies.
Why there's different... Well, they're not all the same. Some
Okay.
have this interior, like, exoskeleton.
Some
Some
have, like,
are
the
hollow.
aliens
Some
thing
are just
inside it.
air.
So yes, she is a witch.
Yeah, Punch was just air when they crushed him.
She's a witch, so there's differences of some of them are
She's a
fairies,
witch.
some of them are people that they have turned before, which is why they have. It's basically their actual skeletons.
Yeah.
And then some of them are something else. But there are actual differences, which is why some were just empty and some were like weird alien-looking skeleton creatures.
Yeah, I liked it. I like
I did too.
the lore behind some of that, but I
But
want
it
to
is
know more.
not explained.
No.
You know,
through the
we don't.
movie.
You don't need to know. You can just make it like, ooh, that's a weird mystery
So,
thing.
What's interesting to me is that if you take it that way, and it's like these are all the people in the house that have then been turned into dolls, what happens to get them to turn on the new people and not the people that turned them into dolls?
I think once you turn into a doll,
You're
it's
like
like
under the
on
you've
spell.
learned your lesson.
And it's it's a protection spell by the witch.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Oh yeah, you're a witch. You know these things.
Well, I mean, I wasn't paying that much attention to Gabriel and what was his wife's name? Hillary.
Bertha.
Hillary.
Bertha.
Hillary?
But maybe
Helen.
they had some sort of protection amulet
Hillary.
or something on them to
Yeah.
keep the dolls from turning on them. Because remember,
Surely.
the little girl had to talk them into not going after
Okay,
the other
the boy.
adult.
I
Yeah.
love
Right.
that scene though, where they were contemplating like, do we?
Do it.
Don't.
Yeah.
And it was like stop motion, like elegant, like
Yeah.
the hands were
In
so
the room where it
fluid.
had like, oh.
Slash it. We don't own the rights.
And
to
then the
that.
guy was like
Cut
the
that, cut
creepy
that.
like smiles of like, you can go now.
with his little
It was
Vincent Price
good.
mustache.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
The lasso
I-
was funny.
I felt like the dolls really did have a really fun personality.
Yeah.
Like there's
They
some
did.
personality there that
and
I
all
really
of them were a
enjoyed.
little different too.
Mischievous.
Yeah.
I read this isn't true, but I read something that was like, oh, this movie's like a perfect prequel to Puppet Master. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
but is it? It's not.
Or Chucky.
Or Chucky.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, it's all in the
Or the
Dolliverse,
Leprechaun.
if you will.
Dolliverse.
Dolliver.
Dollyverse. No,
so-
that's the Dolly Parton universe. The Dollyverse.
You
Yeah,
don't
Dolly
know what
Parton
she
was in
gets
this
up
movie.
to.
Yeah.
That was the old lady. It was Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Before
That
her
was,
work.
That was not Mad
Wow.
Madam Mim, by the way.
It was not?
That woman died in 1974.
Thank you.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah, and she was like 100 then.
You know how some of the dolls would explode
Yes.
and smoke would come out of them?
Yeah.
How do you think they accomplished this effect?
They filled them with tobacco smoke.
They're just
They
little
literally just went.
Dry ice.
black cats. Just
You want to know how I know that?
Oh, that's
tobacco.
right.
The chainsaw effect from Army of Darkness. That's how they did it. Is they were
It's
literally
cigarette smoke.
lighting up tobacco and feeding it through a tube into Bruce Campbell's hand. That would like.
Sam Raimi, you
Yeah.
genius.
That's kind of.
That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I bet that's
It's literally just like
tobacco smoke. Yeah.
blowing smoke up their ass
Love
Hot.
that.
in the literal sense.
Love that.
It's another
Why
tank
fix it
burner
that
Well,
for
you
you.
know what I really wish it was is the visual of like someone like laying on the floor and like not and then like just like why did something happen?
Somebody with
Just-
severe
they, like,
COPD,
sprint.
and they're like,
They have like
go get Barbara and tell her to bring me another pack. We gotta reshoot.
they have the trach and they're like smoking through their trach
No.
and blowing through
Oh
their mouth.
no! What is
Hated
what's his
it.
face from South Park? Yes, Jimbo.
I got this one.
I love it.
Or like Juno from oh, you already said that. From Beetlejuice.
Beetle
Did
guys.
you already say that?
No.
No, we didn't say that.
Juno from Beetlejuice. She has like the smoky
Yeah.
thing in her neck. I don't know. What are we talking about? It's
Dolls.
It's Beetlejuice. I
Beetlejuice.
can't
I
say
don't
it
know.
again.
Oh, they can't see that.
Wait,
You
what
said it
what
3
happens?
times already.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Oh. Beetlejuice?
Is that Danny Elfman?
No.
What is Danny Elfman?
That's from
Danny
Beetlejuice, right?
Elfman is the lead singer of Oingo Boingo.
Cool. Oh, speaking of singing, fun fact: the first
Oh wait.
what is happening? The
setup
first
that you
girl that
had.
dies.
Yeah.
Her
Madonna.
character name was Isabel. Yeah, the Madonna costume
Madonna.
girl.
Isabel.
The British women.
Do you recognize her?
No. Who is she?
from The Craft? No.
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 Too early.
You would recognize her from a music video.
Oh, then no.
Was she in a Madonna music
Pour some
video?
sugar on me.
Ooh.
Is she?
Ooh. I want my MTV. Who sings that? No, not that one. Okay.
Microwave oven.
Yeah.
Is it something I would know?
Oh, Take on Me.
She's
That's
the
the
girl.
girl from Take on Me.
I could see it in my head.
That's funny. I love that music
Wow.
My
video.
So
MTV
she's
was
an
another
actress
weird
and a model.
animated one.
Or
that
Bunty
makes
Bailey.
80s thing.
Bunty Bailey.
Bunty Bailey.
Bunty.
Bunty.
She's
Bunty.
What a
That's
British
so
name.
cute.
Hello, my name's Bunty Bailey.
But this
I
was
love
her
that
feature
name.
film debut.
Oh,
Good
Did you
for
do anything else
her.
after
Good
this?
for Bunty.
I didn't look up her other. She says that she had done some minor stuff in British TV.
Bunty is a great drag name.
Bunty.
Next to the main stage,
Bunty Bailey.
Actually, I think just Bunty.
Just Bunty.
Bunty cake.
Bunty cake. That's a good
Bunty
one.
cake. And
I do
everything's
love
cake
Bunty
themed.
cake.
Everything's bunt cake themed.
Yeah.
Speaking of butt cakes.
Oh, do we have to do that again? Wait, there.
Oh, okay.
Now we can see your cake.
My legs do look really good. I'm sorry.
I know.
got my
I gotta
calves.
wear shorts next time.
They got my calves. They got the thick thighs. They are saving lives. Stuart Gordon apparently is also afraid of porcelain dolls in real life.
nice.
So I'm
Oh.
sure this movie was
Exposure therapy. Face your fears, you
quite
guys.
exciting for him. I think I mentioned this earlier, but this film was done in Italy.
Yeah.
Italy.
Random.
Italy.
It's random.
For a few reasons, it was way cheaper than filming it in the States because of like
Okay.
Los Angeles, and it
Yeah.
allowed them to
Oh.
avoid the Screen Actors Guild.
Wait, that means From Beyond was
I
filmed in
thought
Italy.
European
Nice.
like rules and guidelines for acting was more stringent than SAG.
Is that now?
I don't know.
I don't know about now versus then, but because we've watched other stuff where they've also said we filmed this internationally because
Yeah.
we could get all the workers and everything way cheaper than trying to do it in Hollywood.
Wild.
What movie did we watch
Interesting.
recently?
I would
It was
not
a re-
guess
it was
that.
a
Everybody
recent
should
one, too.
unionize.
You heard it
I
here.
don't
I'm
know.
turning this into a
folks.
political podcast, guys.
Ooh, yeah, let's do it. Come on.
Unionize.
Union.
Support workers.
Unionize. That's not that political
the rich.
at all.
Eat the rich.
Unionize. It's like SAG.
all right.
Send the rich
Go
to a
SAG.
dollhouse to be murdered by porcelain dolls.
Wow.
They like it.
They get turned into a porcelain doll and learn their lesson.
Hopefully.
Aw.
Okay, but that woman's brain, she had no brain and like her eyeball was hanging out and then she turned into a doll afterwards.
Oh,
Yeah, it's magic.
She didn't like shrink down like the dad did.
It's
the girl
She
magic.
who-
was very clear. The mom, the evil stepmother.
what was her name?
Oh yeah, she didn't get far enough to
We
be
don't need a
doll.
brain to be a doll.
Rosemary.
Rosemary, thank you. It was like
Rosemary.
Blank's baby. Well, no, at the
Rosalina.
end she was normal a doll.
Right, but I'm saying she was dead though. Do you
They
have
were
to like?
all dead
All died.
beforehand, yeah?
Two of them
It's
weren't.
a process.
Oh.
Two of them weren't.
It's the dollification process.
Two of them
Yeah.
weren't.
Maybe it has to do with proximity because they were
Yeah.
right by the dad when they did it.
It probably has something to do with the protons as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
don't
neutrons?
cross the streams.
If you electrode them,
Neutron.
I bet it's a chemical
And
compound
taint
as
burn it.
well. Like
when you taint
know,
burn the protons,
Phosphorus.
thermine,
lithium,
copper.
bromine,
Yeah.
Bromine.
bromine, A2 brooches,
Hey, bromine.
two broaches.
all the bro jokes. So the guy that plays Ralph, who lives,
Sean Astin.
Sean
Yeah,
Astin,
Sean Astin
slash
slash
what did
Bill-
you say?
Not
Bill
Sean
Ponderosa.
Astin.
That's the best one. Is Sean Astin
He-
meets Bill Ponderosa.
Yeah, he did.
Always Sunny.
Yeah,
He was a lot of his direction was to just improv and be the funny guy.
he
did
did.
great.
He was great.
He was so
very charming.
likable.
He was
Yeah.
Very
extremely
charming
likable.
man.
I'm very glad that he actually survived. I didn't know he was going to live, and I thought
Yeah.
he was going to die in that one scene.
There were many times I thought he was gonna die.
Yeah.
They kind of baited you with it, and I thought I liked that.
Well, because
Yeah.
they clearly made you like him.
Yeah, yeah.
And 9
Stuart
times
Gordon
out of
is a
10,
good
I'm like,
director.
if you're going to make me like someone, you're probably going to kill
Gonna
them.
kill him off. Yep.
So let
But
me
then
not.
he snapped in that one scene and started going after the dolls
Yeah, he did.
and showed, how if you make one mistake, you can't necessarily take it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Yes.
thought about it. Very in depth.
And then the little girl was like, "No, y'all chill.
He's
We're
my
all good
friend."
around here."
And then they were like,
She was
Brr,
so
brr, 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 brr.
wholesome.
She was such a good little actress.
Yeah.
Has she done anything else?
Yeah.
maybe. I didn't look up her filmography either.
She
She might have.
She was way,
So sweet.
way better than Angela.
Oh gosh.
Angela.
But she had the
Felicity
stare.
Rose.
She had the stare.
I feel like this girl could have stared.
She was like Mara Wilson.
Yeah.
One of the improv things that Mr. Ralphie did, when they walk into the room where the dolls attack him, that's all the dolls and stuff.
Yeah.
And he bumps into that lamp. Because he's like, it's so dark in here. It bumps
Yeah.
into the lamp. He's like, oh, it's a hanging lamp. Apparently that scene took about 12 takes to do.
Why?
Because Stuart couldn't stop laughing every time he bumped into the lamp.
That's amazing.
cute.
Of all the things that happened, he kept
I
bumping
like
and would keep
that.
laughing, so they had to shoot it over
Yeah.
and over just because the director
That's
couldn't
so
stop
cute.
laughing.
I love
That's
that.
cute.
Aaron,
the
what else
actress
is-
that played the little girl, that was her final role that she did.
And then she
Before
died.
that, she was on an episode of Alf. She was also a minor character in Poltergeist 2, The Other Side.
That's why she died.
Poltergeist 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Poltergeist is cursed.
Oh yeah, that one girl keeps dying.
No, the whole cast and
set.
crew.
She's still alive currently.
Okay.
For now.
But only
We're not
for
disappointed that you're
now.
I mean,
Wow.
technically, we're all only alive for now.
Wow.
And also,
We're all in a scary
She
movie.
graduated from the University of California in 2000.
Good for
unimpressed.
her.
And Pepperdine Law School in 2003.
Dang,
girl.
And she's a
Oh.
criminal defense attorney.
Pepperdine
Boss
loves
ass
Fraggle Rock.
bitch.
Fan. Proud of you.
Yeah, criminal defense attorney. Little girl, you've grown up to do good things.
Love
Come on,
that.
little girl.
She acted in some plays and musicals in high school.
Is
also.
that her like fun fact at corporate events when they go around? She's like,
I was in Dolls.
I was in Dolls.
Her 2 Truths and a Lie?
Yeah.
Dude, I would totally
I
use
would
that.
totally
That's a
pull
great
that
one.
out.
Heck
That's a
yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the family dynamics though?
Oh,
Woo,
fuck
boy.
them.
So we
parents
never.
I loved the ending of this
Awful.
movie.
Well, that's not her parent. One of them is her parent.
Her dad.
The other one is, I
And her
guess,
stepmom.
stepmom.
Yeah.
We
You
never
two
get
were
to
over
meet
there
mom.
arguing about child support at one point.
Yeah,
You and
that's-
Aaron.
yeah.
He basically even says that he doesn't want her there with him. He just
Oh,
wants
flat
the
out.
money.
You're
I
just
know
here
you-
on vacation.
I know
'cause
you don't
can get
enjoy
child
spending
support.
summer with me, and I don't
I don't
enjoy spending
either.
it with you. How awful to say to a
But
kid.
how does he get child support and not pay child support if he only gets her like for one vacation over the summer?
I was thinking that too. I'm like, I feel like you should
Yeah.
be paying your child support. Unless it's some weird thing where it's like on the month that you get the kid, you have to pay child support for that
But
month.
that stepmom really wanted that child support because that's her money.
Yeah,
I know.
she wanted that money.
You can't hit
Her
him because
meal
child
ticket.
support, but I can.
Maybe
Maybe
they're
they
in a-
split custody evenly and mom is just totally loaded. Would
Yeah.
be the only way I
Yeah.
can
Could be.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're like in a fierce custody battle, and he's trying to prove
Yeah.
that he's a good dad by taking her on
He's an
expensive
awful
summer
dad.
vacation.
Bad
Proved it.
job, Dad. Bad
He's
job.
crushed.
She
Bad dad.
sucked.
And then the mom who just wears mink and bald caps.
Yeah, there was.
She had that turban on the whole time.
I kind of wanted her
You
fur to
can't
come
trust-
alive like in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, attack her.
Yeah.
I kind of
Like,
wanted her to be bald. Like I wanted her
I
thing to
know.
come
I
off
wanted
and
it
her
to come off and
bald.
it be bald, or there to be like a face on the back of it, like Professor Quirrell.
Yeah, something that was like
It's a
they
doll
kind of like
face
fell
on the
into
back.
It's a
the
doll
bit.
face, yeah. She's
Yeah.
actually she's the real witch.
Yeah,
She's a witch.
a witch.
Better.
A witch.
Apparently, the little girl, her name was Carrie Lorraine. Apparently, she was absolutely terrified of that monstrous bear. Okay, let's talk about the opening sequence real quick.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
was
gosh.
great.
Amazing.
So
It's
funny.
my favorite.
So
That was
everyone
fun.
always hits this like pothole in front of the house, which they should fill, and they start
should
walking
don't.
there, and it was very Rocky Horror.
Yes.
But she
Damn
has.
it.
There's
Janet?
a lie.
Oh my gosh, that was a mashup I needed. There's
Burping with Rocky
her
Horror.
teddy bear. She calls him Teddy.
So
Her
cute.
best friend. Rosemary's like, "This is a stupid toy. You don't need it," and throws it in the trees.
Which, by the way,
Awful.
that's so much more effort than to just let the kid walk with their toy. She turned around,
100%.
walked backwards 6 feet, yanked the toy out of her hand, then chucked it in the
She
woods.
did
I'm
not
like,
want to be with this
"Whoa."
little girl.
So purposeful.
That also doesn't account for all the complaining that kid is going to do about their doll being.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't want to
She
hear the
didn't
kid.
complain at all.
No.
My sweet dad turned around to Houston one time because I left my teddy bear in a hotel room.
Aw.
You guys were talking about how my dad was cool. I'll remember that forever, Dad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He is cool.
He's a
'cause he
listener.
listens to this.
Does he really?
I don't know.
It's like,
Probably not.
that would be really weird. I don't even know if he knows how to listen to a podcast.
Yeah, he messaged me that one time. Was like, "Love the show, Carlos. Love the show."
Yeah.
He would.
That's what he sounds like to my head, apparently.
That's a good.
But no, for the monstrous teddy bear. Oh, so after they throw the teddy bear, it comes back out as like this giant fluffy teddy bear,
And then
you're like, "What is happening?" And then the face starts like ripping open, and it's like Animorph style. It's like claws and paws are
clawing
coming
Yeah.
out of it.
out.
It becomes this like actually terrifying giant bear.
But it also kind of looks like a Yeti or something.
Yeah.
Like that
It
bear
did.
had abnormal
Like a-
fur color
like
for a bear.
Chewbacca.
But then, honestly, maybe the best scene of the whole movie, the bear turns onto the little girl and just goes,
Whoa.
She's like, why did you do
Teddy."
that?
and then you
Werewolf
find out it was
thing.
all in her imagination
Yeah.
because she has a very overactive imagination. But she was
screw that.
terrified of that teddy bear, and throughout the shoot, crew members would actually go around lurking in the shadows and growl at her.
That's messed up.
They had an intimacy director, though.
That is.
Did they? Did they?
That was. Hey, we did get a partial boobie. in this
Partial
movie.
nip.
Did get partial
We got
boobie.
slight nip.
Slight
A
nip.
nip slip.
Slight
Nip
nip
slip.
slip from
A
the
tittle
girl
slip.
from Take on Me.
Isabel.
Was it? Yeah, it was her when she was getting dragged.
Yeah.
Now I'll never
They were
look at that
dragging
music video
her.
again. To hell.
Mm-hmm.
We need to watch that movie.
It's a good one. Speaking of her, oh sorry, that's not her. The mother, Rosemary. So her death, she had a stunt double. She didn't actually jump out a window.
Aw.
I know. Way to be committed. Tom Cruise does his own stunts.
Yeah, right?
Tom Cruise
It was a
would jump out that
man. When he falls out the window.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice it at all.
That's pretty well masked.
Apparently, she got repeatedly insulted as the devil looked nothing like her. So apparently, everyone else could tell.
Oh.
I-
Well, I mean, if it was a
I wasn't
man.
paying close enough attention, honestly.
I honestly, knowing that it was a man, I waited for that scene and I was like, I can't tell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I couldn't tell
didn't
at
see
all.
it at all.
But also in her death scene, because there's all the sawing and the
Yeah.
Oh, those are great,
like,
yeah.
Swiss Army
Stabbing,
knives and the
like an ice
stabbings.
pick, and
So she actually got injured during that scene. Because one of the dolls that was animatronic had a Swiss Army knife and malfunctioned.
oh
and actually
no,
cut her.
actually stabbed her.
Nice.
I will say
Yeah.
I noticed something with her death with the window. Before she jumped into it, it was cracked.
Cracked.
Pre-cracked.
Yeah. Like,
Yep.
and because that's why
There's
I was
a
like,
couple
oh,
of
so
goofs
she's
in this
gonna
movie.
die, because it like was already, you could see where the body was gonna go essentially, and I was like, oh.
The scoring.
So
Yeah,
that's one of
exactly.
the goofs they talk about in this movie. There's another one that I forgot to look out for, but apparently there's a very obvious that's a boom mic.
Oh
I
no!
forgot to look
I
for
didn't
it.
see the boom mic.
That's
I forgot
funny.
to look for it, but
Did
that's
not see
that
that.
was the main one they called out. Is the window
To the
is
wall.
clearly there's a lot of sweat dropping down my balls.
Ski.
Mother
Mother, father.
Scored is a good way to put it though, because that is
Can
what
we-
it looks
Squirt?
like. Scored.
oh
Scored, yeah.
yeah
Oh, yeah.
scored.
Squirt is a great way to put it.
I just want it to be said online somewhere that I think Tom Cruise has that disease that you get from cat shit, where you have no fear. I think he's
What?
got whatever that is.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Is it
I've
if you
never
eat-
heard of
do you have
that.
to eat it?
Yeah, I saw it on an episode of House.
What do? Do you
I
eat the
believe
cat
everything
shit?
on
No, you just like get this. Maybe.
Do you
maybe
rub it
you
on your
ingest
skin?
it. I don't know.
That's what they do in
Inhale it.
Scientology. They
I'd believe it, honestly.
If you take all of the cat shit and you melt it and make like a mud bath and you lower yourself in the cat shit mud bath and you come out reborn as a Scientologist and you have zero fear
Well,
because
so-
you are fecal matter now.
And I don't know,
Hashtag
I
cat
met
shit
your
mud
mother.
bath.
I mean, I know House did a lot of research to make sure things were medically correct, and apparently something like 80 to 90% of people that get in motorcycle accidents have this disease because it like deadens whatever your natural fear is. And so people just
Weird.
take insane risks. I wish I could remember what it's called, but I think Tom Cruise has it. I just wanted to say that.
This is why
Wow.
dogs
On
are
the record.
better.
This is why dogs are better.
Yeah.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
I'm allergic to
I-
cats.
I would never ingest dog shit.
I'd never ingest either. So
Well, you're not committed to your pets. Have you ever eaten the cat food?
no.
It's called toxoplasmosis.
Thank you.
Toxoplasmosis.
Wow.
That's really close to taco.
Toxoplasmosis.
Tacoplasmosis.
And I think taco
Jinx.
should be included in that. Like if you
I
make
mean, you gotta eat
cat
it like
shit
a taco.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
crunchy taco with the cat shit in it.
Yeah.
And that's how you.
Cat shit taco would be a good band name.
Yeah.
Cat shit taco.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it here first. We're
Toxoplasmosis
starting a
is also
band.
good.
Yeah,
Oh, heck yeah.
tacoplasmosis.
We'll get all of our guests together that play musical instruments or can sing, and we'll just do a band. Our
Love
band
it.
We are cat,
Cat
shit
shit
taco.
taco.
And the first album can be called Toxoplasmosis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
Love it. Love it.
Dude, already got it. You're
I-
our producer and now our manager. Aaron.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
let's go on the road.
Done.
Let's go on the road. I mean, on that note,
She can use that in the band.
There you go.
like instead of us like damaging our vocal cords and doing metal screams since we're not trained,
Yeah,
Just
just
burp.
belch.
Burp.
I'm
screams.
just drinking a Sprite in the background. I'm waiting for my time.
when you burp, that's when the song actually starts. We're like, guys, just be patient. Build them up,
Somebody's getting her Dr. Pepper. Don't worry.
Wait for the drop.
right? We're just going until the beat drops.
All right, let's wait for it.
Oh no.
We'll wait. No pressure.
She's like,
Do you need a whole can of ginger ale? Well, that way.
That's the best I
Oh,
got.
that would do it. Yeah.
Great. I mean, I'm not actually gonna wait for that.
No.
But this movie was great. I think this was a really fun
I loved it.
recommendation.
Yeah.
I would love to watch it again with like people, especially that haven't seen it.
Yeah. Agreed. I think
we
it'd be
can make
really
some
fun.
kind of drinking game or something. I think it's a
This
good
would be a
film
fun
for
one
that.
for a drinking game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can make a good drinking game.
What
Oh no.
are we actually doing that?
Start working on it.
Oh my God, you don't
What
have to drink
what do
ginger
you
ale.
rate this movie?
On a scale of horrible stepmothers to witches, I give it 1 Cinderella stepmother and 1 Wicked Witch of the West.
I like that. On a scale from...
Excuse me.
You go first. I'm still thinking.
She's contemplating her burp.
On a scale of lace bustiers to blood-soaked house shoes.
Oh yeah, the blood-soaked house shoes.
Yeah, I'm going to give it 4 hammers to the head.
Love that.
Yeah, nice.
On a scale from combustible dolls to head scarves, I'm going to give it 28 bears in the woods.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about that. Everything in this house is highly flammable, by the way.
Oh yeah, everything.
Instantly combustible.
I mean, even the candles when they go out, you walk around with them later. They're
And
just
they
back
just
up
turn back
again.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when you light one.
Slightly.
And then the
I did
whole side of
thing.
it was a
I
gold.
think she got like her butane on it.
Must have.
Yeah.
On a scale of bloody floorboards to Swiss Army knife malfunctions, I give this movie 6 Take on me's.
Take
Slash it.
slash it right now.
Cut that.
Cut that. Cut that.
Slash it for this podcast.
Slash it.
Because cut that is already taken.
Thrust it.
Thrust it.
Speaking,
Thrust it.
Pop it.
lick
Squeeze
it,
it.
bump it,
Pull it.
fist
Pull
it,
it.
Squirt
tug
it.
flick it.
Squirt
Yeah.
it.
No.
Jacket.
Ow!
No, like you gotta put on a jacket.
Take off your coat and jacket.
Well, take off your pants and jacket.
Speaking of taking
Blink
things
182.
off, so once upon a time, I was doing a show, and nobody remembered to preset a thing that
The
I was
lighting was
supposed to.
horrible.
What is Norman? I have epilepsy.
Do you?
I don't. Shut up. Say, I've done shows with strokes in it with you. You're like,
All right.
someone texted me.
Is it Mike?
No.
not even
What is
here.
Norman Bates' hobby in the movie Psycho?
Taxidermy, right?
Taxidermy.
Oh, I smelled that one.
Taxidermy.
I was looking for
God.
Texas Derby.
Texas Derby.
actually.
Derby.
Texas Derby.
Question number 2.
Okay.
What TV show remake is... I read that really weird. What TV show remake is based on a 1985 movie starring Michael J. Fox as a high school basketball player?
Teen
Teen Wolf.
Wolf.
Teen Wolf.
Yeah!
An
I know
American
so much
Werewolf in
useless
Paris.
An American Werewolf.
In
Oh,
high
God,
school.
in Paris, the
Yeah,
bad
that
one.
one's so bad.
Trivia is not my thing because I listen to you like ask the question as I'm thinking he answers it, and then I go, "Oh yeah, that is the answer."
I even like hesitated on those. Give you
Why?
a chance.
Trivia's not
Stop.
my thing.
Don't hesitate.
Na, 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 na.
Listen to this, collaborate.
Mm.
What is happening?
What is happening?
Are you turning the
What
lights
is
back on?
happening?
There we go.
That was a fun movie.
That
I
was a
liked
fun
that a
movie.
lot.
You know
I
what
had
was
a
really
great
fun
time
about
with
that movie?
What?
That we had delicious food to eat during it.
Ooh,
Hey,
that food
shout
was
out to Donna.
good.
We had
Hey,
some
Mama Donna.
good ribs, some good corn cob,
Turn and a
some
curve.
good salad.
Pasta
My
salad.
favorite was the avocado. I have not been able to find a good avocado lately.
You gotta.
She's
For the
real good
life
at picking
of
the
me.
avocados.
I know. I'm the one who
terrible.
taught you
She's the
that.
best at picking avocados because
I'm
she
terrible.
taught me. How do you pick it?
You
push
have
the-
to push the button.
Yep.
Yeah.
And how do you pick a good pineapple? You have to
Sniff
sniff
the
its
butt.
butt.
Sniffing butts does that to everyone. Honestly, if you sniff a good butt, and you
good
don't have that
one.
response.
You
then
know we're gonna
did
do a
not sniff
super
good
cut of all your
butt.
birds.
I
Put
mean,
it on
It's going on
oh.
TikTok.
Listen, I think that's gonna be our reel from this episode. One of them at least.
What?
The burp.
Oh.
The bird. Yeah.
I mean, it could also be the bear.
We're
So we-
probably gonna pivot into it being a Reanna belching show.
Yeah.
going
That's
forward.
that's
This
the
is-
Patreon too.
Yeah.
We'll have sub-channels on the Patreon. One is for Catherine's feet. One
And
is for
then
you
Burp
belching.
fetishes.
Burp fetishes.
Bird fetishes?
Burp.
Bird.
Oh, bird.
I would like to
Bird.
join the
They've gotta
Catherine feet
exist.
fetish
I
one
would like to
personally.
join the
Like, you want to
Catherine
subscribe to it?
No, I want to be like content.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
so
let's-
That's 3
let's
foot.
I
see
have
those
my- I
cozy
have my-
Yeah, we
wedgies.
can't
I have my
too many
horseshoes
feet
on
models.
right now.
Your
Your
horseshoes?
horseshoes?
My horseshoes.
You're such a
They're
whore.
very
a
different.
whore.
A whore.
I think
You
your
whore.
feet are cut off on the camera
They're
right
from
now.
Best
Show
Little
them. There you
Whorehouse.
go.
They're so
Oh, yeah.
cute.
I can see 'em.
So
Okay.
cute.
That's a show that Chris and I did once upon a December.
It was in
I
like
lit that
July.
Yeah, no.
I did the lighting for that show.
It was lit.
Oh yeah, you did like that show. It was lit.
It was
was
lit.
lit.
That was good lighting.
I love that lighting.
That whole show was actually really good
Yeah.
for
Not
that space.
You know what? All four of us
Very
haven't
shocked
done a
at it.
show together. We should do that.
Yeah, we haven't.
Next summer.
Together. Yeah, what are we all doing
that.
next summer?
I would love that.
And by all of us, what are you doing next summer? Because we're all already.
Don't say a single thing about it.
I know. Can't say it on the air.
Cannot say anything about it
We'll talk off air.
until the season's announced.
Okay.
We can talk off air.
Tell
But
me.
which?
Because it's not.
Love that.
It's not official,
Yeah.
but it's happening.
I'm free.
Cool.
It's gonna happen. Slash it, slash it.
Sometime.
You started high on that one.
Yeah.
I started in my key.
Okay.
I haven't done a show since 2020.
What was it?
Sharing the Stage is Murder.
Is it? Was that? I felt like that was like ages ago.
2020 is the last full show that I
Wait,
did.
what-
No, it was
when did you-
2019.
I was gonna say,
It
when
was
did you move to
2019.
Michigan? Wait, Michigan, right?
2020. I moved to
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan.
2020,
done a
and then
show
you got back
About a
last
horror
year.
movie.
2 weeks
yes, I
ago.
Get out.
did. You what?
I said I haven't done a show since
So-
2 weeks ago.
Technically, I've done
Oh.
stuff since the pandemic, but like I'm not counting Lemmy and Chainsaw. I haven't gone through a full show
Yeah.
process.
No,
By
that
the
was
time-
my other than choreographing stuff. That
well,
was
yeah,
my first
doing
time
production,
on
and
stage.
that's different.
Yeah.
But
My show, technically, by the time this airs, my show ended yesterday.
yeah,
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
is this airing?
But
Tell me later.
the third,
Okay.
I think.
what?
No,
When you open?
the 9th.
What? Oh, when you close.
No, when this airs,
When this
the 10th.
airs.
Oh.
September 10th is when it'll air.
Wherever you are,
Podcast.
we're happy to have you.
Yeah,
Whatever day
I
it
don't
is.
know what's happening anymore. You know what else is happening? Another conclusion to a wonderful episode of
Keegan and Carlos,
the Scary Movie
Podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for listening to us, everybody.
Be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever platform you're listening to us on.
And follow us on Instagram and Facebook so you can make sure you keep up with all of our fun shenanigans.
And if you have any suggestions for scary movies, let us know.
Thanks for listening to Keegan and Carlos's Scary Movie Podcast.